Can you be arrested over a debt? We live in the United States of America. They did away with debtors prison a long time ago. And can people get arrested over debt? And one of the things that people, when I mention this, people go crazy. They're like, Steve, you cannot be arrested over debt. And I'm not here to tell you that you could be arrested over debt. What I'm here to tell you is what I'm here to do is to share with you some stories from the ACLU that exposes debtors prison, and they call it Prisons 2.0. So imagine owing a few $100s and winding up with a jail warrant. It sounds old, timely, but courts in many states are still authorizing arrests for civil judgments, for civil debt. The ACLU calls this the criminalization of private debt. In this video, we'll dig into how this is happening, real life examples from Idaho and Wisconsin, my state, and what you could do if you're ever faced with arrest over debt, and also how to avoid the whole situation from happening. So let's kind of go back to where I found out about this. The original Pound of Flesh ACLU report found that courts in 26 states issued arrest warrants in debt collection cases. Warrants were often issued without verifying the individual's ability to pay or ensuring due process. Many debtors had no idea they were sued, noticed, or properly served for the debt that they were being sued for. So let's talk about some recent examples, because a lot of people will be like, well, Steve, what? We haven't heard about this. It's not reported in the news, all of this type of stuff. So let's talk about the first ones. We got Idaho courts issue hundreds of arrest warrants tied to medical debt and small obligations. One collector secured 345 warrants between, it says here, 2010 to 2016, jailing over 222 debtors. Now, you might be saying, well, Steve, that was 2010 to 2016. Let me tell you the reason why that's important. It took the ACLU had to dig so hard to even be able to get this. The court systems do not publicize this information. And nobody's paying them to do this. Nobody is paying the ACLU to go out there and go into the courts and see who is being arrested over debt. People, this is like the forgotten people. People like me, people like the ACLU, what I do is I just tell people so other people don't even get into this situation. And I get criticized for it, and they get criticized for it. But here's the thing. You might be thinking, well, that's 2010 to 2016. Well, do you think that the people that happened to in 2010 to 2016 would have liked to know before that happened to them? And I'm here to tell you it's still happening right now. It's still happening right now. And the reports will start to come out. So in some cases, bond was set for the amount that the debtor owed. That means that the jailers required an immediate payment. So no get out of jail unless you paid that bond, which the bond was what was owed to the debt collector. In Wisconsin, municipal courts, debt-based sanctions include arrest warrants are still in place. ACLU found at least 52 courts. So 52 is a low number. But the courts, 52 courts, they handle thousands of cases. 52 courts issued warrants or commitments for failure to pay municipal fines and court costs. And these also included debt collection lawsuits that had nothing to do with municipal fines. I mean, that municipal fines, we've seen that all over the place. We're talking about credit card debt that was purchased, medical debt stuff that was purchased. These courts sometimes treat civil debt in the same way as criminal contempt, bypassing protection. So what they do is they say, well, you were contempt to answer to this debt. What do most people do? I just made a video about an individual that said, I'm getting sued by American Express and I'm not going to do nothing about it. Well, these are some of the consequences that happen from that. So let's go through how the process works. A debtor gets a judgment against them. Collector sues you. They win by default when you fail to respond. Debtor's exam or order to appear. Court orders you to attend or show your finances. Debtor refuses to do that. Failure to appear. If you miss the hearing for various reasons, in some instances it doesn't matter, the judge may issue what's called a body attachment warrant or capias, a civil arrest warrant. Arrest and bail. Arrested debtors may be jailed until they can pay the bail or the post bond, often equal to or exceeding the amount of the judgment. Payments via bail. In some jurisdictions, the bail payment is turned over to the creditor or debt collector for payment on the judgment. Let's talk about the effects to harm and the legal problems. Disproportionately impact on low-income communities. This is being used on low-income communities across the board. Another effect, loss of employment or housing. A warrant or arrest can damage the individual's credit and have a mark on when they get a background check done on them. Background checks are more extensive than just a credit check. Psychological trauma. I talk a lot about this. When you're put in jail, it's like a coercive tool that's utilized against you. It's like mental pressure to be locked behind bars and you're not able to do anything about your situation. And if you do not have the resources, the support on the outside to be able to help you get out of that situation, it can make it very hard, which is like psychologically damaging you because of the experience that you're going through. We don't want to go through that. Violation of due process constitutional rights. That starts by not doing the first parts, which is to respond, to not get them into that situation. When you don't respond to a debt collection lawsuit, when you don't respond to an original creditor lawsuit, you're giving up your rights. You're automatically giving up your rights, and you're giving up your rights for due process if you're served. So we don't want to find ourselves in this situation. What are the solutions? If you're being sued by a debt collector, being sued by original creditor, you have due process rights. First thing you need to do is you need to respond to that debt collection lawsuit. If you respond to the debt collection lawsuit, you reserve your rights, and it also will open up the doors for you to potentially get your case dismissed. They're not used to people fighting back on these cases. They're already fast forwarding to trying to figure out ways to make you collect. The consequences for not responding to a debt collection lawsuit is a judgment that can last for 20 years. They could put these circumstances on a person for 20 years. Arrest warrant for debtor's examination, arrest warrant for being in contempt of court, making it hard when you get a background check showing that you have an arrest warrant that was issued against you, even if it was in the past. Putting it on your background that you had an arrest warrant, making it harder for you to be able to rent somewhere. Putting it on having that attached with your credit reports, that's a double whammy. Psychological trauma, by having these types of issues where it's like, I can't believe that this happened to me. Violation of your due process because you did not respond to that summons. You gave up all of your rights. So if you need help, go to summonsmaster.com or you can contact us at thecreditrepairshop.com. We can help you. We will create a fully formatted response to every allegation and a defense to help you potentially win your case. This is your right. If you want to have the right to do that, that's up to you. Not forcing you to do it, not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you these are your rights. And if you respond the right way, you can stop the case, you can slow down the case, you can win the case. Go to summonsmaster.com, make a PDF file of your court summons documents, the complaint documents. That's all that's needed. You upload that as one PDF file, upload it in Summons Master. It'll create a fully formatted response to every allegation and a defense to help you win your case. Or you can have us do it. We have a service where we can do it for you. Go to thecreditrepairshop.com. If you have trouble putting your documents together, we can do it for you. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch video What Makes Us Different so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website yourorder3scores.com to grade your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, credit reports, and all 3 scores. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.